Hey everyone, George here I'm actually in the Mark VII. Wanted to shoot a quick video. As you can see, I have the center console out. It's here in the back. And this is the T5 that we have in place. So I was getting a lot of heat issues. As I have, I just felt a lot of heat coming in and heard a little bit more road noise than I wanted to. And for years, it was I didn't even think any of this. But then when we did the T5 conversion, I thought, okay, maybe that's just the way it was and stuff like that. But what I totally forgot to do, and was to ask the guys who helped me with this to put the boot, the under, I forget what I call it, the lower boot. This is out of a Mustang. I ordered one from CJ Pony Parts. Got it in the other day and just install it. It is a pain. It's not exactly a direct fit like the Mustang, because as you can see, it kind of curves. First of all, there are no holes, so I had to drill the holes here, and then put those U clips in. Second of all, or first of all, before you even start all of this, there's a piece here that was used for the automatic transmission, which I had to cut out. I hacksawed it out here once I got everything out, and then took this piece out, which allowed me to continue on and place this piece in. Of course, given I have the Pro 50 shifter, I had to cut the boot to accommodate this, but that's common practice even on the regular Mustang Fox bodies with the T5s. So just do a little adjustment there. So that's not a problem. It was basically getting these holes in, and because before I had put in Dynamat, it just made it that much more messy. So but the good thing about it is I pulled it all back, and there was a big gap in between, and I used the Dynamat to fill the gap in. But I always knew that wasn't right. Like, there must have been something missing, and this was actually the piece that was missing. So I'm gonna take it out for a test drive once I'm done. I gotta button it all up, put all this back in. So what I'll do is I'll put, these are the hoses for the emergency brake cable disconnect. I'll put this all back in, cover it all back up with some of the Dynamat, which will just help in the cause. I have some here as well. This stuff is super sticky. Put this all back on there, just like that. Put my piece back there. Put that piece back there. It's got a thick gasket on it underneath the metal piece here, and the thick gasket goes all the way around. I can feel it here. I had to push down a little bit. So what you do is you put it in place. I cinched it in place, and I essentially just kind of, because this is very malleable metal, I essentially just kind of molded it into place and made it squish down as best as possible. And then what I'll do is, like I said, I'm just gonna continue on and put back the Dynamat that I had there before, just like this, and put it over top to give it some extra sound deadening and heat, give it that little bit more heat shield protection. So that's what I'll do. This is a piece here I have I made this with a 3D printer actually. And what this does is the shifter boot goes over top, and it doesn't allow it to go any further down. So that way I can make my adjustments and stuff. It's pretty neat. Yeah, 3D printed that. Put that on there. So anyway, that's not the reason for the video, but this is the piece that I'm hoping the road noise will be a little bit less, and more importantly, some of the heat that was coming up through the floor, because there was a gap here, because there was a big gap here, and on the sides I tried, like I said, I tried to cover it with this stuff, but it didn't quite work as well as I wanted it to. I'm hoping this is more of a permanent solution, but I'll take it out for a test drive and let you all know. Okay, now this is the next day. As you can see, I have everything back in place. It wasn't that difficult. There are a couple screws under here, like there under that tab, and then there are when you take this off, when you take this piece off, it's very simple. You just kind of unscrew this and this just whole section pops out. Take this piece out as well. There's a couple of nuts that go here, and then there's a screw that goes in on this side back here, and then the same thing on the other side. Anyway, the reason why I'm making the follow-up video is that obviously you saw how I got it all set up. So I took it for a really long drive today. We actually went to a car show here in Canada. There's one in Stouffville we went to today, and it was a nice drive. So it was a good test in terms of the heat that would be coming out. So what I did is I just take this out and then kind of try to feel if any heat was coming in through here. And this is now only warm. It's not like hot like it used to be. It's only warm. And as I was driving, I was trying to feel, and as I was sitting in traffic, I was trying to feel and see if there's any heat. So two things. One, not nearly as much heat. And this is my my USB charging for the phones. And this has a voltmeter actually. Here, let me turn the key so you can see. So this would keep shutting down because there's a sensor in there, so if it gets too hot, so it doesn't overheat, it shuts off. So anyway, this all prompted me because this part, the lower boot, was because this was overheating, and there was a lot of heat coming here, and a little bit too much road noise than what I expected. Anyway, I was an idiot, of course, forgot about the lower boot for years. Got reminded when I was just kind of flipping through YouTube. I installed it. The heat nowhere near, which is fantastic, and also the road noise. So a lot of the road noise went away. So a much better experience. If you have a Mark 7 and you do a T5 conversion, don't be like me. Remember to put the lower boot in. Do the cutout a little bit smaller, so you can, because when I did the nuts and the U bolts that I had to put in to put the lower boot in, it was very close to the edge. So try to not cut as much as I did, A, and B, obviously you have to cut that piece that I mentioned before. But road test was positive. Very little noise, fantastic. The heat, awesome, no heat. And if I really wanted to get cool, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before in the other video, but I did drill a hole in the vent. See, this is the vent here that goes to the back here, to these little units here. So, and it's just for the floor. You just click floor. So whenever I did, for example, if I have the AC on, because I only drive this in the summer anyway, when it's hot, when it's nice, or like today when it's really cool, and I can just put on vent and just grab the air from outside. I actually drilled a hole in the side here, so the cold air that goes in the back, if I put on the floor, actually starts getting pumped in here, just in case. But I don't think I'm gonna need it after I did that, after I put the piece that needed to be in there. So hopefully this helps anyone. If you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comment section below. And yeah, take care. I'm gonna be putting this away now.